Yo, this used to be my shit. I feel for y'all. I feel for y'all. I know y'all. Shelly! I know y'all are cold. But listen, it ain't much better out here. Okay? I'll tell you right now. You see what I'm wearing, right? Yeah, I knew that. I know! Joni! Hi, Liz! I just needed a break, y'all. I have been filming. Oh my goodness. Listen to me. I know, Wendy, I feel for y'all. They're good. Billy, come here, Billy. She's just looking at me from the other side of the room like, nah, bitch. Billy, what are you doing? Come here. Here she comes. You gonna get me? Come here. Come here. Say hi. I wanna say hi. You wanna say hi? She doesn't like to be held. She used to sit on top of me. Thank you, y'all. She used to sit on top of me. If I was sitting on this chair, listen, it's cold out. I know it's cold out. But I know that people get upset when I say that I'm cold because I live in Florida. But listen to me. I know, she's huge. Billy, what's her doing? She is always, hi, Lynn. What up, Rose Sophie? I needed to take a break. I know that y'all are waiting for the new episode in the poll thing. Y'all don't even know. I am already at like 2.5 hours. I've been filming for 5 days. I have to split it up. So, hi, Karma. I have to split it up. Nobody wants to watch a 6-hour video. So I'm going to split it up. So I'll probably get the rest of it up. What up, Pippi? I'll probably get it up tonight. And then I'll film for another. What up, Lolo? Hi, Blessed. What up, Brenda? Real quick. I'm good. No, I just started. I saw a clip of a replay today. And it had to do with Army Guy. I'm not going to stay on it. I'm not going to stay on it. What I will say is to see that that's a skit is wild. Okay? Nobody does that. Well, maybe some people do that. But we don't do that over here. Hi, Dog Lover. I called a welfare check-in. I got a call back from a corporal. Okay? That call is recorded. Alright? I understand that it was triggering. Hi, Shay. I understand that people were upset about it. I got a call back that night, and I have that call recorded. So to continue to say that it was a setup, Lisa Blue, I hope you're doing all right. I saw some things going on over on YouTube. It was not a skit. Listen, no, it was not a skit. The only thing that I want to say is I hope that that man is getting the help that he needs. What up, Waffles Lawyer? All right? But to blame it and say that it was a concocted plan is crazy work. Crazy work. Okay? When I called the welfare check-in, hi Ashley, I hope the baby's doing all right. What up, Feisty? When I called that welfare check-in, I was very specific about the man being a veteran and possibly having some PTSD related to that. Okay? Nobody concocted that. All right? I spoke to and recorded, okay, the call. When they called me back, okay?
Oh, Penny.
Hi, how are you?
Okay. What up, Squish?
Hey, Margaret.
How's it going?
Thanks, Sue.
Okay? That is not a skit. Nobody over here would even encourage something like that using as a skit. No. Okay? On the other side of that, I think that people should just leave it be. All right? Hopefully he's getting the help that he needs. I don't agree with getting on the internet and lying about anybody, okay? However, that's wrong to say. And if you're such a mental health advocate, thank you. If you're such a mental health advocate, saying something like that is so damaging, right? It's it. That's it, Liz. He needs to take a break, and people hope that he's okay. What up, Cheryl? Also, I don't know if that person, like, you couldn't even mute while you were giving an address, not the right address. Also, just so that everybody understands, if at any point you need to call in a welfare check, if you have a name, authorities could trace it, find them. Just so we know, okay? There's no need to be stating people's possible addresses on live streams, ever, okay? I don't know. And I'll be honest, listen, y'all. I say it all the time where this comes with a lot of shit, right? And everybody, what up, Veda? Everybody that does this type of thing, right? It comes with so much shit. I agree, Amanda. I agree. I never had that type of difficulty before trying to locate somebody because usually they have stuff on their page, and he was private. So I had to have somebody FaceTime me so I could scroll through the account, and clearly he's updated on internet safety because there wasn't much to pull from it. Right, I agree, Crystal. I hope you're doing all right. You hear Billy smacking the fucking thing around? Nobody, but he's not here to talk for himself. If I had to guess, he's 5150, and I hope he gets help. And I think that's the stance that most should take, and just not talk about it anymore. When the corporal called me back, he said that he was, hi Jerry, he was making the report. He said that the report would be under HIPAA, which leads me to believe that they did put him on a hold. Florida, Baker Act, it's a motherfucker, right? In situations like this, and hopefully with good reason, things hopefully he gets some help. That's all anybody should really be saying, and that's true. And some of you, listen, I've been filming the boarding school stuff, hi Resin, and I'm healed, right? Like, I've done all the things to help my CTPSD, and it's still, it slows me down a bit, you know? It slows me down because in a second, I'm right back there. And I'm like a healed version. So I can't imagine somebody that didn't do the work that I did, what things could do for them. I know, Crystal, isn't it so long? But I also, hi Danny, I hope you're doing all right. I also think that I just wanted to put a stop to that. Because nobody deserves that. I don't think that anybody deserves that. Something happened, calls were made, hopefully it's being taken care of. What up, Kim? Hi, Mel. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Nobody should be doing that. And you're not getting a fucking second from me. I hope that I hope that the people that chose that are comfortable with the choices they made, you know? Because that fucking sucks for y'all. It sucks for y'all. It could never be me, bitch. It could never be me. Perfect. Is my name on it? Hi, Ash. I hope you and the babies are doing all right. Is my name in it? Listen, I ain't giving them nothing. Nada. Oh, your situation. I got you. Well, I just don't think that's fair, y'all. I don't think it's fair that, I got you, I see it. I don't think it's fair that people get, oh, I appreciate you, Danny. Oh, that's pretty. Is that new? Look at how pretty that is. Huh, Beans? I actually saw the clip. Like, I don't scroll TikTok. And if you've been around a while, you know why, right? I don't scroll TikTok. I happened to come across a clip of that being said, and I fucking hate not accurate information on the internet. Hi, Tiffany. Why say that? The man was clearly having a mental health crisis. I really don't want to stay on it, but I just wanted people to understand. I made that call. All right. I got a call back about that call. So nobody was involved. It wasn't staged. People weren't creating drama. We don't do that over here. Yeah, wild, Che. That's some wild shit. But hopefully he's getting the help he needs, and that's not accurate. Nobody planned anything. That's crazy to even say. And I just prefer the truth to be told on the internet. I did record that call. There are people that have heard it. Hi, JC. There are people that have heard it, but that's not. And for what? Why would you say that? Just to like kind of dig at somebody? I don't know. What up, Brian? Yeah, I know that there were people upset about it, y'all. And just for future reference, hitting my DMs is never going to get in touch with me. Okay? You need to, there are people that have my phone number. Lila Grace, Ryan, Feisty, Find Out. In a situation like that, right? It's not the first time. I don't want to jinx us, but I'm pretty sure, hold on a second, I'm pretty sure that God forbid that happens again. There are very specific people that could get my mods, can get in touch with me, and we could go from there. It is scary, and I'm glad that he's okay. And I know that people think or have the idea that Raggedy T has my phone number. The Crimson, Cali Girl, all have my phone number. Finds Out. Unfortunately, he was private. Right, I agree with that. I do agree with that, because I understand that's something hard. Shelly has my phone number, yeah, and now all your DMs will be blown up. There's trauma in that. If you are not familiar with seeing things like that, or able to kind of detach from it, it's traumatizing. It's not. There's no other way to put it. So, but the only thing that I could say is, if you wind up in a situation like that, just leave and try to find help. That's really all I could say. There's going to be situations that you're going to come across on the internet, because we can't control everybody. God, I wish I fucking could. I appreciate y'all, but we can't, right? So, but to say that people were scripting, that's not true. I don't know. I don't really feel like anybody over here has much to deflect from. 988. Always 988. And there's no shame there, y'all. Hi, Bird Dirt. For a long time, I know that mental health was stigmatized. And there's no reason. I do think that social media had a very big hand in not having such a stigma there attached so much anymore. But there is no shame there. Getting help is not a sign of weakness. And I know that some of us at like our big ages, right, we were kind of raised in an environment to scale back those things, but there's no, I swear to God, if you knock this thing down again, we're gonna fight. There is there is no weakness in asking for help. As a matter of fact, in my mind, it's a strength. Because if you're able to recognize this thing over here, right, and you know that you're not right, okay, that's a strength. Look at how many non-self-aware motherfuckers are on this app. Okay? Right, and I understand that, Jennifer. I really do, because especially in doing High Frozen Pizza, in doing the series that I'm doing now, it's really heavy emotionally, okay? And it brings up a lot of stuff. Hi, Keep Dreaming. There's no shame there. There's no shame there. I wish that people understood, like, hi, Amber, I hope you're doing all right. I firmly believe everything happens for a reason. All right? Hi, Ziggy. I tried to unalive myself 3 times. There's a reason I'm here. I don't know what that reason is, but there's a reason that I'm here. I have lived through horrific experiences. Those things, don't get me wrong. I agree, Mikey. I agree. Because that just means being in tune with your mental health, right? It just means, hi, Jackie, that I don't know. I'm all for mental health awareness. Hi, Sweet Pea. I just wish that people talked about it before it got to that point. Have fun, Apple. You understand? Because we all have a breaking point. And a lot of people, I say this a lot, just because I don't give a fuck, what up, short stuff, I don't give a fuck what people out there say. People that I never had a fucking conversation with, you think that I'm gonna give a shit what you say about me? I promise you I don't. Okay? Because those people don't know who I am as a human being, which is what matters to me. Right? I don't care, but not everybody could take that. And I think that is a real, thank you, I think that is a real, there needs to be a real conversation there. And I'm not saying, like, listen, trust me, I get it, I've been there, right? But there comes a point in time where everybody should do some self-reflection and maybe do things a little differently. That's not a weakness. Admitting we're wrong is not a weakness. You understand what I mean? Do you hear this, cat? And that's the truth, Lady Di. And when sorry, I'm going through this series, right, is probably the most personal, really, that I've done. But in doing it, thank you, Irish girl. Yeah, that's, how did you know that's what she's, you hear her? Billy, what are you doing, ma'am? Huh? So this room is like a, I don't know what that means. Yeah, she's going crazy. Listen, and here's the truth of it. Labels, that's the best thing you could do. And labels, like I was labeled most of my life. What does that mean? Those struggles, what up, Cake Rocks? Hi, Nana. Hi, Wendy. Those struggles made me the person that I am today. Oh, no. That's sad. And I love the person that I am today. So if going through those struggles, it was worth it to me. Exactly. Same. All 3 times that I attempted, I said nothing. I said nothing and just did what I needed to do or wanted to do at that point in time. I almost feel bad for people that live a life of privilege and stuff like that, because I think that struggle it builds character. And that's like a lot of the confusion. Like, I never claimed to be fucking perfect. Hi, Coco. Hi, Sassy. I am an ex-junkie. I don't claim to be perfect. I wish, but, you know. Hi, Lil. I agree, Ghost and Busta. I don't know, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I don't mean that, like, the people that grew up privileged, hi Jeannie, but in I'm gonna, sorry Feisty, I'm gonna use her as an example. Feisty got on here and talked about things that she had to do in order to feed her children, okay? And the night that she did that, if you're in my Discord server, you know, my entire Discord server was going on and on about how proud, hi Saida, how proud they were of her, that and that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. That's not a bad thing. I'm sure that that's not what she wanted to do, but she fucking did it because she felt like she had to. And why are we shaming that? I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. I don't get that situation. What I didn't mean to like bring it up, but and that's true, Mama Cal. What up, Princess Peach? Everything you say, I agree, Just Jen. I agree, but just in my opinion, right? This is just my opinion. I would much rather somebody like that than somebody like G that's gonna sit on the internet and drain the fucking system. Hi, Sin. And I said that when I covered Lisa Richard, because I was like, I wouldn't give a fuck what you did, as long as you made your own money and didn't make it our problem. Whatever people choose to do is what they choose to do. That's it. What up, Betty fucking White? And like, especially, there's a lot more women in here, so if you're a man, don't take offense. If that's what you had to do to take care of your kids, like the woman that steals baby formula and then gets arrested for it. You know, I don't know. Right, exactly. I would exploit myself before my kids. Absolutely. Listen, what does J. Cole say? Every sinner has a past and every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. There's a fine line there, right? Like hero and villain. There's a fine line there where a villain is just a hero that's jaded, right? And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be, I don't know. I enjoy having my cracks and not like the one that I used to put in my arm, you know? Well, and listen, if some days all you can do is I appreciate you. Sorry, I get really sidetracked. If some days all you can do is grit your teeth and fucking get through it, then that is what it is. But what I can say, hi, Sweet Pea, amen. What I can say is I survived 100% of my bad days. Hi, Linda. Sarcastic. I feel like the older I get, the more that I crave peace. And there are some days that I never thought that I would get through. Right. Sometimes a second. But I'll tell you what, I could be the most flawed motherfucker walking this planet and I still ain't posting people's deceased relatives. You know what I'm saying? What up? So I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. And I feel like the older I get, the more I crave peace. And that has a lot to do with why I've chose to like separate myself from a lot of things going on. What up, Jenny? But you ain't ever gonna see me out here talking about somebody's mother that is sick with fucking cancer. I don't give a fuck how I feel about that person. That shit would be off limits and 50 yards away from me. Y'all are gross. Gross. Disgusting. Gross. It's disgusting. But hey. Yeah, I know that's right. There is some, and that's, I say this a lot. Well, I said this when I first came back. Amen. And that's one of the things that, like, there are certain boundaries, period, Saida. There are certain boundaries that I had in the beginning of this that I still have not crossed. There are people that have fucking drugged me up and down these apps. And I know some very terrible things about them. Never got on this motherfucker talking about them. There are some lines that I will not cross. And because I can't control what other people do, and they just like tap dance all over my boundaries, and I'm just supposed to sit and fucking take it, because what? It's wild to me. It's crazy to me. But that's one of the reasons why I was like, yeah, I'm done with it. I'm just done with it. Because no matter what, I get that. But how many times do I have to do that? Right? No matter how many times. And listen, there's been times where I've had to hold myself back. I appreciate you, Joni, from going off on some things that I know regarding people. Thank you, Crazy. But in the end, I always wind up happy I didn't. And let me tell you something. The truth always comes out. And time has a funny way. I appreciate y'all. Sorry, I just get sidetracked. Time has a funny way of showing you everything, right? And that I used to do that, Crystal. I used to do that because maybe in the very beginning, like the first year, thank you, I just wanted to get it out, right? And I would make a video, I would put it on private, okay? And at least I got it out. I didn't have to come to the internet and put it out. Because a lot of times that's all you really need is to like blurt it out, you know? But it's the boundaries. Hi, Samantha. I really wish that everybody did that as well. It doesn't matter how many times I get doxxed. I still ain't doxing people. A little bit. Not because I don't have the information, but because I don't move that way. And people that do move that way, that want to have some type of credible platform, it ain't gonna happen. Hi, Struggle Bus. Because people that don't move like that way are always gonna be viewed better. It's just the way things go. You know? Well, don't worry. We've already, amen, don't dox. We had a whole fucking breakdown over here because Billy decided to come over here and chase the ball through the cord for the ring light. Yeah. Loads of fun. It's true, Joni. And it's sad, but it always... Oh, man, grandbabies. I had no idea it was that bad. I saw a video of her the other day, and I was like, oh. I hope her friends are her friends. That's all I could say. She's always naughty. Crimes matter. Amen. They sure do. I know. Listen, notifications have been wild for a while. Did you see? Oh, crazy. It was so bad. And here's the thing. I don't know who in here has... Hi. Riley might have it up. I don't know in here the statistics of who's in recovery and who's not, right? You're not going to stay clean while cutting corners. And if you go watch that series, I've repeated that over and over and over again. You are not going to stay clean. You can't live a dirty life and stay clean. By dirty, I mean dishonest. Those things, because what happens is we do recover 100%. But what it does is it builds internal conflict. There's Riley. You understand? It builds internal conflict. Two things that drive addiction: guilt and shame. Okay? I appreciate you, Pippi. So if you're being dishonest, whether you realize it or you're conscious enough or not, guess what? It's building in here. Therefore, building guilt and shame. It's never going to happen. And I think that I said back then that she reminded me of like when I was on methadone, right? Yeah. And I tried to, I thought I would be all right if I cut corners, and every time I would relapse. It'll send you back to using. It's true. It's true. You can't use selective honesty and stay clean and sober. It's kind of all or nothing. And if you try to cherry pick, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, I'm saying it because it's the truth. And we realize that from experience because we've been there. And I've sponsored women that did that very same thing. You cannot and will not maintain sobriety. Agree, Redrick. Agree. I agree. I say it all the time. I do not actively practice a traditional 12-step program anymore. It's been a couple of years, actually. But there are parts of that program that I incorporated into my everyday life. Step 1, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 11, 12. Every day. Right. I'm not trying to be offensive. But those things have to be done. And not in the 12-step, but I believe that going through those steps was a crucial part of my recovery. Why? Because I needed to get all that out and move forward. She's where I was like 15 years ago. And I've said that there was a lot of pain and bad decisions in between there to when I finally surrendered. I admitted that I was powerless over alcohol and that my life had become unmanageable. You cannot continue to hold on to the control. You have to admit that the substance controls you. Otherwise, you will continue to repeat the same patterns. Hi. Amen. You know, I'm going to explain it because this was like a really good, somebody, when I was in treatment. Hi, Mama. When I was in treatment, one of the people that ran the group, hi, GC, put a garbage can in front of the room and filled it up, right, with garbage. And as much as I love that. As much as it was corny, right? He explains you got to get all this trash out and move on. And not that trash doesn't come back, because it does. But there's maintenance. That's why those parts are built into my everyday life. And it's sad. I always feel bad when I see people, and I could see it, right? I could see it like, God damn, what are you doing? And it makes me feel bad. Hi, Duchess. It makes me feel bad. But everybody, I didn't want to listen either. I had to run my own course, you know, and it sucks. I wish that maybe, that's one of the things, 25 years is fucking amazing. Congratulations. Thanks, Frozen Pizza. When I didn't want to listen to people either. But had I done that, I would have saved myself some fucking issues. And that's a fact. But we always think we know better. And I'm not any better. I was the same fucking way. I was the same way. If that were the case, I would have gotten and stayed clean in 2012 instead of, you know, getting clean in 2017, relapsing in 2023, right? Everybody's rock bottom is different. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. But it's sad. And I remember saying that surgery, listen to me. If you are in recovery and you have a surgery coming up. You could take all the precautions in the world. You could. But if your first line of defense is I'm going to take controlled pain meds, it's not good. There was never an attempt. Right? And that's it, exactly. That's how I ended up. I get it. Crystal, the best thing that I could do is therapy. Listen, that's what we were talking about before I went on a recovery thing, because somebody in the comment brought up that situation. But it was a bad look when I seen it. And that's just my opinion, and it sucks. I agree. Hi, baby boys. Oh, you're good. I'm not going to be much longer, but I'll put it up. Fucking Billy. Where'd she go now? Billy. I don't even see her anymore. She came over here, fucking wreaked havoc, actually. And I was just taking a break because this video is, it's killing me, y'all. It's legitimately taking me 5 days to put it together. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Hi. But I just wanted to, legitimately. Yeah, I came to take a break, and that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. And I can't, listen, I hope that you're doing all right. I recorded that call when the corporal called me back. So I know, okay, that it was a real thing. I know that it really happened. I hope that he's getting the help that he deserves or needs, and that's it for me. But to say that people concocted a skit is just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. I know so many people have snow, but listen, y'all, you see how I'm dressed, right? It's freezing out there. It's freezing out there, I'll tell you right now. And I know some of you are going to be mad at me. My son was in Vegas. Right, right, Riley? It's crazy to even say that. Like, the man had like a mental health emergency. 57. Yeah, Amber, I get it. I don't want to hear a villain. I know, but my son went to Vegas and his weather was perfect. So I was like, God damn, I was so jealous. Right, that's it. And that's how most people should just leave it. I hope he's doing well and keep it moving, you know? It's sad, but the internet can be a really difficult place. And if your mental health is fragile, this is not the place. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm not. I'm just saying it. I appreciate you, Raggedy. How are you? I'm just saying it because I believe that people could be vicious, you know? And you can't control other people's reactions. Andy, listen to me. I wish Finn still wants to kill me because I have the kitten. Okay? Oh, it's not definitely not 65. It can. And so if you at all have delicate mental health, don't even get involved here. Because there are strong people that I know that really struggle with mental health as creators because it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop for some people. Some people get it more than others, right? But it can be vicious if it's something that you're not used to. And that's the best thing that I could say. If there some deal with it better than others. Like, I don't really give a fuck. You know, say what you're gonna say. It's so toxic. What up, Spotter? I hope you're doing alright. You missed Philly crashing down my whole fucking ring light. Being crazy. My sister wants me to take Papa. And I keep telling her, I think the Finn will kill me. I think the Finn will kill me. I think the Finn will kill me. But Right, baby doll. But I do understand that some people, they can't, if especially if you're not used to it, you know, and then you get a sudden push of bad attention. I understand how it could be overwhelming. I know, but I don't know, y'all. Finn would not be very happy with me. But I've been thinking about it. Right, Raggedy, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really give a shit what people say. Talk your shit ain't gonna make a fucking difference for me. What up, oxymoron? Hi, Erin. Me and my new coffee machine are getting along just fine. Papa was my mom's dog. He used to be in my lives because I was wrapping up my mom's affairs. And, well, she didn't not like, she didn't like them, but she had no choice. Papa lived with Charlie and my mom's cat, who passed away on Thanksgiving evening. That was fun. And I didn't think I'd miss them, but I do. Oh, I hope everything gets better. But Thanksgiving night, I had finally passed out, and my sister called me, something's wrong with the cat. Do you know how impossible it is to find an emergency vet in Cape May, New Jersey at 11 o'clock on Thanksgiving night? I called several people trying to assist me because the cat was not doing well. Okay. Like, I was on FaceTime with her as we were going through trying to find a vet. I finally found a vet. I think it was like an hour and a half away. I hung up with my sister. He is so big, y'all. I hung up with my sister. I called the vet to make sure that I could pay over the phone. Oh, no. I hope that everything goes all right. All right. My sister would have been an hour and 40 minutes away, I believe. Okay. I called her back. She said she was going to put the baby to bed and call me back. And by the time she called me back, he was gone. So I was grateful because after I hung up with the vet, I went into the bathroom and I was praying to my mom because I didn't want the cat to suffer, and he looked rough. And it was out of nowhere. That's the craziest thing. It was perfectly fine, and then he wasn't. So, I went in and I was praying to my mother to please just don't let him suffer. And, my sister would have had to get in a, hi, Vegas, Amanda? Spada, it was 11 o'clock at night on Thanksgiving. Thank you, Donna. Ugh, it was a nightmare. Okay? So my sister went to put the baby to bed. She called me back. She said he passed away. He would have died in the car. And not next to her. Exactly. But he would have died. I'm glad that he was comfortable, you know. But that was fun. And since then, she's been asking me to take Papa. That cat. Oh my God. He came up in my memories. Hold on. He came up in my memories. Look at him. Today? Was it? Yeah, today. Listen, Lisa Blue, my poor sister has had it so rough the past 3 or 4 years, right? And she's not even 21 yet. Yeah, bad cat. My sister turns 21 in January. I'm trying to get her to move here. That's the current thing. Hi, Sibby. I'm about to end now. I just needed to take a break from filming, and I wanted to bring that up because I don't think that's fair to anybody. Hi, Shivet. You're coming in at the end. And I don't think that's fair, and I just hope that he's getting help. I would assume that that's where he is, but to say that people concocted it is just wild. Hi, Unicorn. How are you? I would hope that nobody would do that. Tell her the baby and Papa are packaging up. Listen. I would hope that, right, that's what I'm saying. We're all over the place. to be completely honest, legitimately all over the place. But I hope that he is okay. I did try to message his wife. Charlie's with my sister. That night, while I was dealing with, and thank you. Hold on, y'all. I know I have a bunch of people. Hi, Plant Boss, in my DMs. I did get through. I did get through some of my DMs. Listen. I would be so embarrassed. Hi, Morgan. I would be so embarrassed, yes, if my fiance proposed to me the same way that he proposed to another female. Hi, Pookie. Thank you, Erin. I would be so embarrassed. Okay? I would be so embarrassed. Yes. Dirty Smurf, I'm over 2 hours right now. I would be so embarrassed if I got on this internet begging for people to buy my children Christmas and his birthday presents, and then went and did some shit like that. Mortified. I would be mortified. I'm telling you, Spada. I would be so embarrassed. And she thinks it's like, what up, Leslie? And she thinks that, like, it's a good thing. No shame. Zero. And they were already engaged. Go to work and get, like, a job. Stop asking people on the internet to fund your entire life. Okay? Being proposed to twice in 8 years and not married is embarrassing. It was terrible. I would be so embarrassed. But 3 times. Oh, my bad. I would be mortified, y'all. But that's part of the problem, is that, wait, he used the same ring? Don't tell me that. That was the most sad part to me, to be honest. It was about the kid's birthday, and you fucking made it about you like a typical narcissist would. Hi, Stevie. That's right? Oh my goodness. The first time. Yeah, either way, don't give me somebody else's ring. Don't propose to me the same way you did to somebody else. Like, what the fuck? That's so embarrassing. I want my own. Oh, is it happy birthday, Texas Tia? They've ruined everything for everything else. Hi, Anita. And listen, I never, not one time, did my kid ever reach for me and I pushed them off. Right, Betty White. Am I crazy? And y'all looked like slobs going through Disney. I would be so embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed. And there's no... these people lack that. I used to say that they lacked the embarrassment emoji, right? Like, they just don't feel embarrassed. No shame. And it blows my mind. It really does. It blows my mind. Good point. That's a great question. It's been cold here. It would never be me. You're absolutely right. It's been cold here. And you think that made you look good for court? You're claiming you don't have the money to get to a court hearing. Me too. Same, Betty White. I would have been like, bitch, you better go get me a real ring. Like, I would feel... I couldn't do it. No way. Don't you want your own ideas? He already did that with somebody else. Now he's looking at condos that he can't afford. Y'all, see, I do not understand the mentality of something like that. I don't understand not wanting to bust your ass in order to give your family a better life. And that's the man of your dreams, bitch. That's the man of your dreams? I would be mortified. I would be mortified. What, like, and that's what drives me crazy. Saying that people are jealous. Bitch, of what? Of what? It drives me nuts that they say that shit. No. Because to me, like, what the fuck do y'all have between both of you? What up, struggles? I hope you're doing alright. I'm about to answer. What the fuck do y'all have between both of you that anybody would be jealous of? Right, like I would be embarrassed if I had to get on the internet and beg other people, strangers, to buy my kids' birthday and Christmas gifts. I would be embarrassed of that man. No? Am I the only one? I would be like, I don't know. I'm not trying to get it. Right. I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. And he just takes it. It's so fucking weird to me. It's so weird to me. Zero shame. Zero embarrassment. Zero self-awareness. I would be mortified. It doesn't make sense to me at all. I would be mortified. And that's enough. That pisses me off, JC. Okay? That pisses me off because I know. Alright? I know firsthand how difficult this holiday season is for people. And it's never enough over there. It's never going to be enough. Because as long as people give it, they're going to take it. There are takers, and then there are givers. And, hi, I'm about to end. The roller coaster screams. I haven't looked in over there. I did see the other thing because somebody else posted it. Right. Well, I think that's one trying to throw the other under the bus to look better, though. You know? I don't think that either one is better than the other. I agree. Oh my goodness. Stop it. Me too. Oh, I'll check. You want me to... Oh, I get it now. My bad. Go to Waffles Lawyer. How cute. I love animal videos, y'all. Jealous of what? Jealous of what? Ew. The mustache, shut the fuck up. No man makes that noise. Well, I don't really consider him. I don't know, y'all. Don't make fun of... Right? Listen to me. He's so... Ew, Tundra. This is embarrassing. Right, just jealous of what? Also, Florida residents, okay, Florida residents go to Disney for cheaper. I could go to Disney for like $75 for 4 days. So bad. It is so bad. Not me either. And I'm so confused. Why? Hi, Andrea. It's a thing. Jealous. Jealous of what? Can anybody tell me one thing? One thing. Yeah, can anybody? We need a Disney proposal with somebody else's ring. With somebody else's story. Shut the fuck up. I can't. I did. It's so embarrassing, y'all. It is. I can't. I'm about to end. Right. It's maybe it might be 175, but that might be for like 5 days. Yeah, right? She's got diseases that haven't even been identified yet under her nails, dude. Oh my goodness. Yeah, right. Alright, y'all. I'm ending. I will get this up as soon as I can. Right? I don't really mind stuff like that, though. Right? But, like, I don't know. Live within your means as far as an engagement ring. Okay? I completely understand that. However, y'all don't have means. Y'all live, like, below means. You know? Yes. What up, Big Banks? I hope everything's going alright. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna get back to filming. Yeah, true love my ass. Neither one of them have the fucking sense to see that their relationship is trash. Yeah, I hope everybody has... Don't be a piece of shit today. Don't go out there stealing other girls' engagement stories. The fuck? That's wild to me. Can't even. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has a good night. Everybody send prayers to Army Guy. We hope that he's doing okay. Don't post people's deceased relatives and then play victim when you get given some shitty energy back, okay? That's not a good look. Good night, guys.